In the aftermath of the Vietnam War, the United States faced a period of significant introspection regarding its foreign policy strategies, particularly concerning military interventions in international conflicts. As policymakers and scholars analyzed the reasons behind the protracted conflict and its outcome, several key lessons emerged that influenced subsequent U.S. foreign policy. Subscribe to the channel to encourage us to continue producing videos like this. Like and comment on upcoming video topics. One of the most critical realizations was that of the limits of military power. The Vietnam War illustrated the complexities and limitations of conventional military might when combating guerrilla warfare and seeking to win hearts and minds. This realization fed into the broader discourse on the necessity of a more nuanced, diplomatic approach to international conflicts, which emphasized political and economic strategies alongside military measures. The war also compelled a reevaluation of the United States' role on the world stage. Wariness of foreign entanglements grew, catalyzing what would become known as the Vietnam Syndrome. This term described a deep-seated reluctance within the political establishment and the public to engage in overseas military interventions without clear and compelling justification. The war had sown skepticism towards any future engagement that did not have broad public support and a well-defined objective. Moreover, policymakers began to stress the importance of building multinational coalitions and earning international legitimacy for military actions. Lessons from Vietnam underscored the risks of unilateral actions and highlighted the necessity of collaboration with allies and partners, both to share the burden and to enhance the legitimacy of interventions. Subsequently, debates around the ethical dimensions of intervention intensified. There was an increasing recognition of the importance of upholding human rights and the imperative to weigh the humanitarian outcomes of military actions carefully. Thus, decisions around intervention started to include considerations about preventing genocide, promoting democracy, and protecting vulnerable populations from mass atrocities. These reflections, lessons, and strategic shifts became evident in later U.S. engagements, such as the Gulf War and interventions in the Balkans. The approach was characterized by a careful assessment of whether U.S. interests warranted intervention, what form it should take, and how to ensure multilateralism and minimize human and political costs. Overall, the legacy of the Vietnam War in shaping U.S. foreign policy remains profound, marking a transition towards a more cautious, deliberate examination of when and how to partake in global conflicts. Balancing both pragmatic national interests and the ethical imperative to promote global stability and humanitarian welfare.